left Ohio when I was 22, I had practically no experience. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew I was coming for school, you know. So by that time, I hadn't even had a chance to play with a lot of the pros around Akron or Cleveland. You know, I hadn't even met most of those guys. So I'd say it's helped in terms of my experience, definitely. Because ever since I got to the city, I've been pretty, like, regularly playing. I play at least every day, you know, like something or other, like every day. So that's really helped, but it's definitely gotten in the way too. When I was little, I used to look at my mom's heels and go, "Ew, they're so hard. Why are they so hard? That's so gross. Mine are never going to be that hard." And I look at them now, and they're so hard. Because I walk all the time. I walk around so much. In fact, this morning when I was sleeping in my bed, I like rolled over and my feet were scratching on my sheets. I was like, oh, so calloused and hard. But I don't think that's what you meant by how has New York gotten in the way, was it? I was really gung-ho about going out and seeing music and going to jam sessions, and like I was really into jazz at the time, so like I was really deep into the jazz scene. And I was also in school, so I was pretty busy with that. But after maybe 5 months or so, I was like, man, I live here, I can't afford to do this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, back then, I guess my expectations back then were, I'm going to be a jazz artist, for sure, definitely. And then once I got out of school, I was like, I don't have any jazz gigs. So, I was lucky that the people that I played with a lot in the jazz world had other stuff going on, and they needed guitar players, so they called me. And I guess that my expectations now are more, or the track I'm on now, I guess, is more the pop rock side of things. So I said, well, I hope that, like, that's what I want to do now, I guess, is to like be in a touring group or something like that, as opposed to like being a big jazz guy. Although I still love jazz, don't get me wrong. Don't make me look bad in the interview. No, I love jazz. And I've been fortunate that I haven't had to work like another job since I've been in the city. But earlier on, it was thanks to family support. And once I started getting stuff going, it's been like just really like budget based. You know, I don't go crazy with it, but I really watch my expenses. Like, this isn't even my shirt. I borrowed this shirt from somebody, and he has been asking for it back. And yeah, so it's been like food is difficult. I usually eat once or twice a day, and I just really try to watch what I spend. I try not to buy anything I don't need. So yeah, I guess over the years I was kind of patient, but still like hustling. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, I got these students now, and then I got more students, and then these new bands come along, new opportunities. So I've been really lucky that I don't have to work elsewhere to support myself. Well, most of the doubts come from, I mean, financial stuff, you know, like, I'm just always worried. I'm always like I'm scraping by. I'm living, but, you know, and I mean, it's always like I'm worried that everything's going to stop because I don't have a regular schedule at all. My regular income is not where it should be, to tell you the truth, as opposed to most people my age. So I'm always worried that like I'm not going to be busy, you know, or like something's going to happen to these groups, and all of my opportunities are going to go away. The biggest struggle I have is carrying my stuff around everywhere, because I have this big pedal board with all my guitar effects on it that weighs like 55 pounds, and I carry it around on my shoulder, and I have my guitar on my back, and sometimes I have to bring an amp too. So I have a cart for that, but the cart's broken, of course. I need to get a new one, but I like to watch my spending, so I don't have a new one. Another thing that is a struggle, but is also a blessing, I guess, is the fact that I'm always working. It's not like, okay, 9 to 5, my day is done, you know. Well, it usually starts a little later than 9, but it definitely goes past 5. Like some days I'll have a gig and a rehearsal or a gig and 2 rehearsals, and then I have to make time at the end of the day to go home maybe at 11 or 12 and work on music for the next rehearsal, which is another day, or the next gig, you know. So it's really great, you know. I'm really thankful that I'm that busy, but it's also like by the time it's like 11 or 12, I want to go to sleep, you know. So that's another thing that's kind of tough, but I love it.
Musician.
I think my attitude makes me unique, and my work ethic, definitely. The people that I work with a lot really are super responsible and scheduled and disciplined, and they want to make everything perfect, and they want to come to the rehearsal and nail everything the first time. So the circle of people that I work with a lot are all like that. So they've kind of pushed me to be like that too. So I think that's one thing that a lot of the artists I work with like about me and the other people is that, you know, we value everyone's music the same. You know, it's not like, well, this guy, okay. You know, we value everyone's music the same, and like we want every artist we work with to think that they're our first priority, you know, because they are. We treat all of the artists exactly the same. And I think the ease, or how easy you are to work with, goes a long way, you know. And especially in like some place that's like so competitive as New York, you know, it's a little taste of the Midwest, you know. Just be nice boys. I think the biggest lesson is to work really hard and to be responsible and to take care of your business. And also, like I was saying earlier, to be super personable, because that really goes a long way. And I always have been, so I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I care, you know. I guess that's the thing, you know. You gotta care about what you're doing. You have to believe what you're doing is the right thing, you know. It's definitely like a phase of your life to be a 20-something. I think most people would agree it's kind of a time when you're starting to find your preferences, you know, like when you're a teenager, you're just doing what everyone else thinks is cool, and you want to do what your friends are doing, you know. But I mean, especially in my late 20s, I've started to find like, okay, well, these are my goals, these are my aspirations. This is definitely what I want to be doing. Some advice I would give to musicians in the city is never give up, and keep working and keep hustling, and you got to start somewhere, you know. Like, you're not going to be a rock star from the first day, you know. I'm still trying, and I've been here for 4 years. I'm still trying, you know. But I guess have faith also that your hard work's gonna pay off, because otherwise it can be a really hard place to be, you know.